This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
And good morning, early risers. Glad you're with us. It's Monday morning. Hope you had a good weekend. I'm Ray Collins, October the 16th, and we are back. John Scalzi, it's been a while since I've seen you.
It has. Welcome back to the early mornings.
It's good to be here. You know you love your job when you kind of look forward to getting back into the fold again. So good to be here. Thank you.
Isn't that funny? That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Absolutely true. Get a job you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Right?
That's true. I haven't worked since I was a stock boy in a grocery store in high school. That was work.
That was work.
Yeah.
Some pleasant weather for us today. I think you came back on a right week, Ray, over the course of the next couple of days. Yeah, we have enhanced rainfall chances. But then the second half of the week, we have some slightly drier air, maybe a degree or two cooler air working its way into the Suncoast, which will feel nice after the really warm, muggy conditions we've had for the last couple of days. On radar right now, everything is pretty quiet. The morning commute should be fine. It's not the mornings that we're thinking about. It's the afternoons for the next several days. We have chances of showers building as a cold front gradually drifts closer to us. Satellite view shows some pretty quiet conditions currently, and as far as fog goes, not really an issue right now. Visibilities at reporting stations are over 10 miles in most locations. We had some good rainfall around yesterday, so there is a fair amount of humidity in the air. In fact, we even had a 2-inch rainfall just along University with a storm system that moved in yesterday. Nice line of showers and thunderstorms. We could get a similar sort of line develop again this afternoon. Generally speaking, they'll build inland, they'll drift toward the coast. Look for about a 30% coverage or so. Daytime high close to 90. Complete forecast coming up in a few. Back to you, Ray.
All right, thank you, John. Talk to you soon. A little blip there northbound on 75 as you approach Edmonton and cross over the Manatee River there. Otherwise, all clear right now in Manatee County. 41 southbound as you approach the Bayfront. A little slowdown there. Also Clark Road in the eastbound lanes after Honore. And then our final map will show us nothing much to speak of at 5:02 on your Monday morning. Topping our news, a tragic loss for the Sarasota County Fire Department. Battalion Chief Bill Coker has died in a motorcycle accident in South Georgia, according to his family. He had been missing since he left their lake house Wednesday night. His body was found Sunday afternoon. He was a lifelong Sarasota resident. In fact, back in 1954, he was the first baby born at Sarasota Memorial Hospital. He gave 25 years to fire rescue and was set to retire this coming March. Very sad news there. In Bradenton, a man has been charged with murder after a dead body was found inside a house. Braden police were called to the house on 21st Street West about 4 o'clock Saturday. When officers arrived, they found a 43-year-old man dead inside. Detectives later arrested this man and charged Albert Knowles with murder. The victim's identity has still not yet been released. FEMA has already approved $737 million to financially help families in Florida impacted by Hurricane Irma, including right here on the Suncoast. Thousands of families throughout the state are taking advantage of the state's Food for Florida program. Staff will be at the DeSoto and Sarasota Square malls today and tomorrow to help review benefit requests. Eligible families will receive the maximum amount of food assistance, and families already receiving food stamps will get an additional benefit added to their EBT cards for September and October. Many families say they are very thankful.
Food prices are going up, and you know it's hard just for two of us and the dog. I mean, it's like $125 a week.
Families are eligible based on income and must have experienced a disaster-related loss or somehow incurred disaster-related expenses. You can pre-register online through DCF's website to help expedite the process once you arrive. As we go from Hurricane Irma to Hurricane Maria now, the death toll continues to rise in Puerto Rico. It's up to 48 now, and it may go up again. One Sarasota man with family ties to Puerto Rico is helping distribute supplies to the areas deemed inaccessible. Our Erica Jackson has more on his experiences.
Local activist and Sarasota resident Greg Cruz didn't want to sit and watch the recovery efforts of Hurricane Maria through a television screen. So we traveled with the Mutual Aid Disaster Relief Group to Puerto Rico.
It looks like the storm just hit yesterday. There's still down trees in the road, power lines. I'm talking about this bad. Just a simple basic cleanup of the island has not even started yet.
We are all in this with each other for the long haul to make sure that this island survives.
According to Cruz, resources remain scarce. He says there are supplies on the island, but are not being distributed properly through the U.S. territory. The Tampa branch of the Mutual Aid Disaster Relief is distributing 7 full trucks of supplies, including 4 tons of food, more than 2,000 bottles of water, nearly 500 meals, and pallets of baby supplies and tarps for roof repairs. And although power has been restored to 17% of the island, Cruz says he has only seen a handful of homes with electricity.
They have full electricity, fully functioning airport, but within a quarter-mile away in the residential core area, there's no electricity, no running water, and that's pretty much the narrative for the entire island.
A growing number of people are able to communicate through cell phones, but the service is still weak. Cruz was unable to find a signal strong enough to FaceTime with us Saturday morning.
You would almost feel like you're in a third world country over here right now. Like you wouldn't even think this was part of the United States.
Cruz was in Sarasota when Hurricane Irma hit last month and saw dozens of repair trucks arrive within hours of the storm. He says he has only seen 2 repair trucks since he arrived in Puerto Rico on Monday.
I haven't seen a big improvement. Like the roads still look exactly the same since the day I got here.
In Sarasota, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
People gathered at Marina Jack in Sarasota last night to raise awareness about the crisis in Puerto Rico. They also collected supplies to be sent to the island. Organizers say they are not satisfied with what the U.S. government and FEMA have done so far, which is why they're asking people to donate supplies to be delivered to the hurricane-stricken areas.
I am from Puerto Rico. I moved to Florida 34 years ago. So this is where I live, but home is that little island in the middle of the ocean with lots of water around it. That's where my heart is. I have a lot of cousins there. If it were not for Facebook, I don't know what I would have done, because that's how they checked in, that they were safe. And being safe did not mean I'm okay. Being safe meant I'm not dead.
Well said. Over 2 cars full of supplies were collected. Those supplies and more are expected to be sent by plane this week to the victims of Hurricane Maria. And it's not been more than a month since Hurricane Irma ripped through the Suncoast, but there are still hundreds of piles of debris littering the lawns of area homes in Sarasota County. So officials there have announced they're bringing in reinforcements to get the area cleaned up faster. More personnel, more trucks, equipment are coming out of state to haul that vegetative material away. They're also going to retrofit rental trucks as well. Still, many residents are asking why some homes and businesses in the area are getting cleared while debris continues to pile up at their home.
We may have started in on the public roads, and we're waiting for the private roads to have our entry forms to be able to access those.
Now, if you want to check the status of your home or neighborhood, you can visit bit.ly/storm debris pickup map, then enter your address and find out when debris pickup is scheduled in your neighborhood. An update now on the Venice Fishing Pier, which is expected to be reopening now sooner than originally thought. The pier was closed after Hurricane Irma caused structural damage, but Venice City Council is directing staff to move forward with temporary repairs so the fishing pier can reopen while a formal bidding process for complete replacement of the pier's decking and railing is completed. Temporary work is set to begin today and should last about 10 days. And after 6 years and over 1,000 hours of volunteer support, there is a new waterway in Sarasota County. South Venice Beach marks the completion of its waterway restoration project. The over $600,000 project added 1.5 miles of waterway, along with 50,000 native plants.
It was filled with microwave ovens, bikes, all kinds of stuff. We got in, put our waders on, we got our rakes, and we pulled up the muck, and all of a sudden birds started appearing and so forth. This is the largest neighborhood in Sarasota County, so we sent out 8,000 to H,000 of our homes here and said, what do you want to do? And they said, we want to do water quality improvement.
And the waterway not only provides a new home to fish and wildlife, it also improves the quality of the water entering Alligator Creek and Lemon Bay. A Bradenton senior living community is giving back. Discovery Village at Sarasota Bay hosted Pumpkins for a Purpose over the weekend. The event featured dozens of pumpkins for sale, and the proceeds for every pumpkin sold goes to the nonprofit organization called Disabled American Veterans.
We wanted to give back to not only our employees but to our residents, and the best way that we could do that in addition is to help other veterans. So that's a special place in our heart.
Disabled American Veterans helps more than 1 million vets and their families each year. The community says they raised over $600 for the weekend, this weekend for the cause. Now, to stay up to date on the latest local news and alerts on traffic and breaking news, you can go to your iPhone, your iPad, and find our news app. You want to go to the App Store now and search for WWSB or My Suncoast. It is free and provides the most comprehensive news. Android users also involved. You'll get the new version automatically sent to you as well. Good to know. All right, so yeah, last night around dinner time, what was that noise? Thunder rumbled in.
Yeah, a long line of thunder.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really produced some fairly heavy rainfall. In fact, there's still some standing water in some parts of some of our streets. So
I bet, yeah.
Just watch out for that this morning. Good to have you back here, sir.
Thank you, yeah.
On the morning shift, I see you have your coffee ready to go.
All ready. Tanned, rested, and ready.
There you go. We have some pleasant weather for you today. I think we'll have a few more showers around, but then some changing weather toward the end of the week. We'll talk about that in a sec.
Okay, also ahead, first alert traffic, and one of the 4 U.S. soldiers killed during an ISIS ambush in Niger has now been laid to rest. We'll have more from his family on his inspiring story. And later in the hour, 7 injuries and 1 person still missing after an oil rig explodes. We'll tell you where.
All right, crew, let's get started. Sure.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
This is an important medical announcement. Talcum powder products from some of the best-known brands have been linked to ovarian cancer. Any woman who has used a talcum powder product and has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that women with long-term use of talcum powder, including baby powder for feminine hygiene, can increase the risk of contracting ovarian cancer. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to women who should have been warned about the risks of ovarian cancer with long-term use of talcum powder. Call the Talcum Powder Hotline. If you or a loved one used talcum powder and were diagnosed or died from ovarian cancer, you must call now.
Call 800-570-7599. 800-570-7599.
Since 1928, Karastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Karastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourself.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
If you're looking for a rewarding job you'll love, good news. The perfect job is just a click away. Go to mysuncoast.com/job of the day. It's that easy. Stop searching and go to mysuncoast.com/job of the day to find the perfect job for you. Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we have a few slight changes coming up in the forecast over the course of the week. You'll notice some changing weather. It's not going to be a significant cold front that comes through this week, but it will be a noticeable one. And I think you'll enjoy the result. 74 degrees, the current air temperature, dew point coming in at 73. We have an east wind, fairly light today, I think, at about 7. Winds will be picking up over the next several days, though. Watch for that. Otherwise, some pretty quiet conditions most everywhere this morning. 72 Wauchula, 74 Arcadia, 74 in Myakka. Coming in at Northport, 75 degrees, 76 in Boca Grande, 75 in Venice, Bradenton Parish at 74. All in all, pretty quiet, easy morning. I think the commute should be just fine. There's not a whole lot in the way of rainfall chances during the morning hours. I think the rain shower timing today will be very similar to what we saw yesterday. Showers and thunderstorms will build in inland areas and gradually drift closer to us. Now, back to the west, you'll notice a little more intense shower activity coming into the panhandle. That's part of a cold front. We'll talk about that in just a second. Locally, as I mentioned, everything pretty quiet, but there is, I saw coming in this morning, some standing water still on some roadways, so watch for that. We did have some pretty good downpours of rain yesterday, some pretty torrential downpours of rain, actually, and some of that water is still standing. We're looking at some low-pressure area drifting to the north, excuse me, drifting to the north and taking a cold front, bringing it into our area, and then stalling it out. We also have another little tropical wave out in the Atlantic. That one has about a 40% chance of development, but shouldn't really bother us all that much. The frontal boundary itself is basically going to stall out either just over us or just to the south of us. And as high pressure builds in back behind it, our winds start to pick up. Now, we don't really get any colder air out of this front. It's just not that powerful enough to do that. But it will bring down some slightly drier air, so it'll feel more comfortable in the days ahead, I think, if we can reduce some of this humidity and the feels-like afternoon temperatures, drop those down a few degrees. That'll be nice, and I think we should be able to do that. This trough of low pressure, as I mentioned, lifts north and fades out of the picture. Showers for a few days, good shower chances. And warm temperatures, again, we're very close to hitting the 90 mark again today, hit 91 yesterday. And then lower humidity later this week as the front stalls out. Watch the futurecast, you'll see what I mean. This little trough of low pressure lifts northward, has about a 40% chance of developing into some sort of a tropical system, but a brief window of time to do that. And then this front brings us enhanced rainfall chances midweek, say tomorrow through Wednesday, and then some drier air moves in. Boaters, watch out. The winds will be picking up tomorrow, but for today, watch them shift with the sea breeze at about 5 knots. And the forecast calls for a 50% chance of showers tomorrow, and then some slightly cooler and less humid air. Back to you.
All right, thank you, John. Checking the roads now. First off, in Manatee County, 301 northbound showing some building volume as you head toward State Road 70. Otherwise, pretty good so far this morning. Farther south into Sarasota, not much, little blip there at the base of your screen, 41 northbound. Also, look at that, just popped up Fruitville in the westbound lane. South County all clear at 5:18 on your Monday morning. Services were held over the weekend for one of the 4 U.S. soldiers killed last week in Africa after being ambushed by 50 ISIS-affiliated fighters. Reporter Kaylee Hartung spoke to the victim's brother.
The last words I said to my brother were, "I love you." Last words he said to me were, "I love you."
Will Wright last spoke to his younger brother Dustin on September 24th, Dustin's 29th birthday.
Talked about, kind of how everything was going, the ups and downs and how he's feeling. Talked to him about his girlfriend and his plans when he came home and where he was going and some potential moves in his future.
10 days later, the future the brothers discussed was taken away. Army Staff Sergeant Dustin Wright was serving his 3rd deployment, a second tour in the northwest African country Niger, when his Green Beret team was attacked. Staff Sergeant Wright, Staff Sergeant Brian Black, Staff Sergeant Jeremiah Johnson, and Sergeant LaDavid Johnson are the first American troops to die in combat in Niger as the U.S. counterterrorism mission there continues to expand.
It's a war zone, even if you don't hear about it on TV.
The Wright family is not unfamiliar with the harsh reality of war, as their military legacy dates back to 1812.
To our records, we had not lost a single member until Dustin. You know, that's 205 years. That's a good run. So it's been great to hear that history and share that history, and you know, if once every 205 years this is the price we pay, then that's what it takes. So.
I don't doubt that Dustin knew what he signed up for, but what was he ultimately fighting for?
I think he's fighting for his brothers. I think he's fighting for his family. I think he's fighting for his country. You know, ups and downs, good and bad, as the political currents sway, soldiers stand fast and they do their jobs, and we're blessed to have men like them.
The job in Niger for the 3rd Special Forces Group is to advise, assist, and train local forces, a job that suited Dustin's personality and passion.
It didn't matter if he'd known you for a day or his whole life. The man was a servant, and he loved people. He found a way for him to serve others, to sacrifice, and to love people, and do it in some of the worst environments in the world. To his final breath, he was doing that.
A lifetime of service, celebrated and mourned when this humble hero returned home to Georgia on Saturday.
I know my brother didn't want accolades. I know he didn't need, you know, praise and you know, awards or anything else. He did the job not for the president to say, you know, good job, but he did it because it's what he loved and that's what he's born to do.
Kaylee Hartung, CNN, Lyons, Georgia.
All right, 5:21 right now. Still ahead, first alert traffic, and we'll tell you how Twitter's CEO says they're now changing the way they monitor content. And after 5:30, a story about a little girl who died on a cruise ship as the boat returned to the dock in Miami. Those stories and more when we come back.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-738-9812. 800-738-9812.
Do you have type 2 diabetes, which requires daily blood monitoring? If you have diabetes, are you on Medicare, Obamacare, or other health insurance? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for diabetic testing supplies at little to no out-of-pocket cost to you. Our accredited staff will handle all of your paperwork for free. And best of all, your diabetic testing supplies are shipped directly to your home for free. Call now to see if you qualify for a meter upgrade and a free pedometer to monitor your daily walking. Use alternate testing sites, a smaller blood sample, and even hear your results out loud. Will you qualify for diabetic testing supplies and an upgraded meter covered by Medicare, Obamacare, or health insurance at little to no out-of-pocket cost to you?
Find out for free by calling the Diabetes Resource Center at 1-800-394-1098. That's 1-800-394-1098, 1-800-394-1098.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Give kisses. Give kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. It was the...
Is that bacon? You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Welcome back. 5:24. Pretty shot there of the Ringling Causeway. As you awaken on this Monday morning, pretty shot there. John will have the forecast for us in a little while. And there's our social media context. Make sure you check out our pages. I happened to be in upstate New York over the weekend and posted some pictures from Letchworth State Park. Beautiful place, my first time there. So if you check out Ray Collins, ABC7 on Facebook, you'll see some pictures. And also John Scalzi has some fresh content as well of the world of meteorology. Welcome back. 5:25 right now as you wake up now. Two of the country's biggest telecom companies are working now on a merger. ABC's Candace Gibson and Diane Macedo have details.
In today's Tech Bites, T-Mobile and Sprint are reportedly set to announce a merger agreement without giving up any assets.
It could set the stage for a stiff antitrust fight with government regulators. The merger would create the country's third largest mobile business behind Verizon and AT&T.
Well, Twitter CEO says the company will become more aggressive in policing hateful and sexual tweets.
The promise follows last week's #WomenBoycottTwitter protest. Now, that started after Twitter temporarily froze actress Rose McGowan's account when she tweeted about Harvey Weinstein. And art lovers now have an informative new tool at their fingertips.
The Smartify app works like Shazam, but it identifies artwork instead of music. You can scan a painting, and the app quickly gives you the artist, a title, and other historical information. It's already being used at dozens of museums around the world.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Safelite Auto Glass.
So you think this chip is nothing to worry about? Well, at Safelite, we know sooner or later, every chip will crack. These friends were on a trip when their windshield got chipped. So they scheduled at Safelite.com. They didn't have to change their plans or worry about a thing. I'll see you in a little bit. And I fixed it right away with a strong repair they can trust. Plus, with most insurance, a Safelite repair is no cost to you. Really? Being there whenever you need us, that's another Safelite advantage.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
I try hard to get a great shape. This I can do easily. Benefiber Healthy Shape is a clear, taste-free, 100% natural daily fiber that's clinically proven to help me feel fuller longer. Benefiber Healthy Shape. This I can do.
It's always disappointing when something gets watered down. At Airwick, we believe scent should be experienced the way it's intended, pure. Discover Airwick Pure Freshmatic with no added water. And now try Pure Free.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Hi, I'm Joan London with A Place for Mom. Over the years, we've helped thousands of families find senior care, and today's senior living communities have never been better, with amazing amenities like movie theaters, exercise rooms and swimming pools, public cafes, bars and bistros, even pet care services. And nobody understands your options like the advisors at A Place for Mom. These are local expert advisors that will partner with you to find the perfect place and determine the right level of care, whether that's just a helping hand or full-time memory care. Best of all, it's a free service. Call today. A Place for Mom. You know your family, we know senior living. Together, we'll make the right choice.
Call A Place for Mom right now to get our free ebook on financing senior care, as well as a free referral for senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-290-0352. That's 1-800-290-0352.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 3 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
This half hour on Good Morning Suncoast, an overnight explosion on an oil rig in the northern Gulf, several injuries, and 1 person still missing. Plus, a high-profile lunch at the White House today will tell you what's on the menu of topics. And why aren't NFL teams rushing to hire former quarterback Colin Kaepernick? His lawyer says they're teaming up against him, and he's filing suit. Those stories and more right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, Monday, 5/31, October 16th. Glad you're with us. I'm Ray Collins. John, typical story. Anchor goes on vacation, comes back and busts a button on his suit in the first half hour. Too many muffins on vacation, I guess.
Yeah, I bust buttons all the time.
Do not adjust your set. My suit is getting lighter. Went to the locker room and pulled out a blue suit.
It's lucky you had it here.
That's the nature of the business.
Yes, sir. we have some temperatures from across the region from some of our weather watchers. Becky and Old Mayaca coming in at 68 degrees. Had an inch of rainfall yesterday. Some places saw some pretty good rainfall. 75 degrees, says Cooper from South Central Sarasota, and Richard from Northport, 74 degrees. So across the region, not a whole lot of rain chance this morning. Everything's pretty quiet out there. We will see today about a 30% chance of rain falling. That'll occur mostly in the later afternoon and into the early evening, with a daytime high coming in close to the 90 mark. Complete forecast about a cold front headed our way, coming up in just a few. Back to you.
All right, thank you, John. Checking traffic first off in Manatee County. Some buildup now. You'll notice 301 northbound, State Road 70 westbound. Otherwise, nothing to report right now of importance. Farther south, all clear in that portion of Sarasota County. South County, all good. 5:32 on your Monday morning. Topping our news this half hour, 7 people injured, 1 person still missing after an oil rig explosion overnight in Louisiana. Look at this video of the rig on fire. The powerful blaze and cloud of smoke could be seen for miles in Jefferson Parish near New Orleans. 5 of the victims are now listed in critical condition with significant burns and injuries. The Coast Guard is now on the scene using emergency boats to continue their search for that missing person. We'll have updates throughout the day right here on ABC 7. In Washington, President Trump will have lunch today with the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. The two men look to cross out a long list of to-do list items before the end of the year. And as ABC's Arlette Sines tells us, this comes as the president's Secretary of State responds to suggestions that he is being ousted by the president.
President Trump and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell are set to break bread today as the president's former chief strategist prepares for battle.
This is not my war. This is our war.
Speaking at the Values Voter Summit, Steve Bannon made clear he's ready for an all-out political war with the Senate's top Republican.
Right now, it's a season of war against a GOP establishment.
Not everyone agrees with Bannon's tactics. On ABC's This Week, Senator Susan Collins defended McConnell.
And Mr. Bannon's over-the-top rhetoric is not helpful. Mitch McConnell is the Senate Majority Leader. The president needs him.
Another target for Bannon, Republican Senator Bob Corker, who says the president led a castration of his Secretary of State. In an interview with CNN, Rex Tillerson denied that was the case.
I checked, I'm fully intact.
The commander-in-chief recently tweeted Tillerson was, quote, wasting his time trying to negotiate with Kim Jong-un, who the president refers to as Little Rocket Man. But Tillerson insists the president wants to give diplomacy with North Korea a try.
The president has also made clear to me that he wants this solved diplomatically. He is not seeking to go to war. Those diplomatic efforts will continue until the first bomb drops.
As for that lunch at the White House today, it comes as the president is looking for some major legislative wins. At the top of that list is tax reform, which the president will need McConnell to help push over the finish line. Arlette Steins, ABC News, Washington.
President Trump's re-election campaign spent more than $1 million in legal fees last quarter. The cost includes nearly $240,000 to the legal firm for Donald Trump Jr. Other costs include fees for President Trump's lawyers as they deal with investigations into Russian interference in the 2016 election and any possible collusion with members of the Trump team. Developing overnight, Colin Kaepernick has filed a grievance accusing the NFL of colluding to keep him out of the league. A statement from his attorney said the grievance was filed Sunday, quote, only after pursuing every possible avenue with all NFL teams and their executives. Kaepernick drew national attention last season when he kneeled down during the national anthem before games to protest social injustice. Now, that kneeling sparked a movement, with many other players now kneeling in solidarity. It also has drawn criticism from many people, including President Trump. Kaepernick has yet to be picked by another team since opting out of his contract with the Niners back in March. An update now in Somalia, where the death toll in a double-car bombing is now at least 276 people, with 300 others now injured. The first blast at a popular hotel in the country's capital on Saturday, creating a massive plume of smoke. A second car bomb exploded nearby just a few minutes later. Somali police, in fact, were chasing one of the cars when the blast happened. There have been no claims of responsibility so far. Somalia has been fighting a group linked to al-Qaeda that has carried out car bombings in the past. New details out of Puerto Rico, where the governor says they are planning to restore nearly 95% of the power to the island by December 15th. Reports say more than 85% of the island continues to be in the dark over a month after Hurricane Maria, ripped through Puerto Rico. Governor Ricardo Rossello says his goal is to have a third of the island's power restored by the end of October, which would keep them on track toward half, or 50%, by mid-November. Original estimates said it would take between 6 months to a year to restore power in Puerto Rico.
A lot is going on.
A leading House Democrat wants the Department of Homeland Security to investigate the water situation in Puerto Rico. This after a CNN report that people were drinking water taken from a federally designated hazardous waste site. The ranking Democrat on the House Homeland Security Committee, Benny Thompson of Mississippi, wrote a letter to the acting Homeland Security Secretary asking for the investigation. Many Puerto Ricans have been struggling to find clean drinking water since the hurricane blew through last month. CNN reports that workers were passing out water from a well at the Dorado groundwater contamination site. That site was listed last year as part of the federal Superfund program for hazardous water cleanup. Out west California, those wildfires are some of the deadliest in that state's history. More than 10,000 firefighters now, 10,000 are trying to make progress. Reporter David Daniel has the latest.
A new fire has several thousand more people now fleeing the flames in Northern California. It erupted in Santa Rosa between two other wildfires that have been burning for days, adding to the plumes of smoke and ash blanketing parts of the sky. California Governor Jerry Brown and Senators Dianne Feinstein and Kamala Harris toured fire-ravaged areas, as Brown called the fires one of the greatest tragedies ever faced by Californians.
Listen to whatever the police chief or the fire chief tells you. The fire is unpredictable, depending upon the winds, depending on various factors. So this is a matter of expert opinion, and I would say listen to the authorities as you hear it through the media.
The governor also says we are not out of the woods yet, as the fires continue to burn. Close to 6,000 homes and other structures have been destroyed, making these historic wildfires some of the deadliest in state history. I'm David Daniel reporting.
A little girl who fell from a deck on board a Carnival cruise ship over the weekend has passed away of her injuries. The 8-year-old girl had been on a cruise with her family. The ship had just returned and was docked at the Port of Miami when the accident happened inside an interior atrium on Saturday morning. Police say the girl fell from a landing to a lower deck about 20 feet below. She was rushed to a hospital in Miami, but she died a short time later. Carnival Cruise Lines released a statement saying their care and concern is with the girl's family. Some new technology causing quite a buzz among police departments. You've heard of body cameras, but what about gun cameras? Yeah, it's an effort to increase transparency. A small number of Florida police departments are showing interest in a new type of video camera that can be mounted directly on an officer's gun. They say it may offer a better view of officer-involved shootings than body cameras. Opponents say the gun cameras start recording only after weapons are drawn and won't capture what led up to a confrontation. Cameras everywhere these days.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, they are. We have some changing weather coming up this week. A little bit of lower humidity. You ready for that?
No, let's do that, yeah.
I think everybody is. We'll talk about that coming up in a few.
Also, John, first alert traffic, as well as a mother who's using yoga to help teens prevent suicide. We'll explain next in Health Smart.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
This is an important medical announcement. Talcum powder products from some of the best-known brands have been linked to ovarian cancer. Any woman who has used a talcum powder product and has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that women with long-term use of talcum powder, including baby powder for feminine hygiene, can increase the risk of contracting ovarian cancer. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to women who should have been warned about the risks of ovarian cancer with long-term use of talcum powder. Call the Talcum Powder Hotline. If you or a loved one used talcum powder and were diagnosed or died from ovarian cancer, you must call now.
Call 800-570-7599, 800-570-7599.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
You studied hard, went to college, and achieved your dream, but it turned into a financial nightmare. If you have federal student loans and you'd like to reduce your payments, get more time, or have your loans completely eliminated, then we have good news. With one call to Student Loan Relief Services, you can find support and guidance. We've already helped thousands of people, and we can help you too. If you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans, you can qualify for payment extensions, payment reductions, or you may qualify to have your federal student loan completely forgiven. Call Student Loan Relief Services now to find out about your options. Take control of your finances and get out from under this burden. One of our student loan experts has the answers to your questions and great solutions to ease your financial burden. We're here for you. Call Student Loan Relief Services now.
Call 800-759-0203, 800-759-0203.
I'm Alan Cohn. Animals during natural disasters. Many animals go with their owners. Some owners go and leave their pets behind. Where can pets stay and be safe?
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
74 degrees our current air temperature, and most of our weather watchers keep the temperature in that general area. Becky in Old Myakka, of course, in one of the cooler spots around the region, does have a temperature slightly cooler than that in the upper 60s. Dew point value is at 73. We have some fairly clear skies out there right now. If you encounter any water still standing on roadways, it's because of yesterday's rain. It's certainly not because of current rainfall. We're not seeing any current rains anywhere across the area. 73 in Wauchula, Arcadia, Myakka, 74 in Parrish and Bradenton and Sarasota, 75 in Venice, and 74 in Punta Gorda and in Northport as well. Across the region, well, we're having pretty quiet conditions across the peninsula this morning. Not a lot of activity until you get back toward the Panhandle, where, yes, there are some showers and even a thunderstorm or two in progress there. That's all associated with a cold front, which will gradually be drifting southward into our area over the next 24 hours. And yes, it will change our weather just a little bit. It won't be a very strong, vigorous cold front that'll produce a line of strong thunderstorms and then a rapid cool down. No, it won't be that. But it will slightly lower our dew points and slightly lower our temperatures as it moves over us and stalls out. Right now, morning commute, absolutely rain-free. Should be a fine morning commute. Big ridge of high pressure sprawls across most of the United States today. If you're traveling, well, there's likely there will be some showers around the Atlanta airport during the first half of the day as a low pressure area moves up toward the Atlantic coastline. And a frontal boundary dragged through by that low stalls out right over us tonight through tomorrow morning. We'll watch that frontal boundary eventually just fade away over the course of the next few days. But high pressure building in back behind it will provide us with a more northerly flow over the next several days, and that will allow for some of that slightly drier air to filter in and I think make it feel more comfortable as we head into the midweek period. So showers for a few days, at least good shower chances, not looking at all-day rainouts, but still better rain chance tomorrow than today, and both of those days, today and tomorrow, having about a 30 to 50% chance of rain. Better, as I said, tomorrow. Warm temperatures, lower humidity later this week. We still watch this cluster of showers in the Atlantic. The Hurricane Center watching it too, and gives it about a 40% chance of developing. Yes, it seems like it's pretty close to us, but the fact is this system will be lifting northward and eventually just fall apart. So no real threat to the state of Florida with this one. Again, we still have some time left in hurricane season, so we'll continue to monitor and watch. But right now, everything looks pretty good for us. Wind will be generally fairly light today. We have a weak pressure gradient over us, so the winds should not be terribly strong until that front moves across the region and stalls out. Then, I think Tuesday night into Wednesday, we'll probably have some stronger winds around, so watch for that, boaters. Otherwise, the forecast calls for about a 30 to 40% chance of showers today, about a 40 to 50% chance on Tuesday, and then decreasing rain chances as we work in some drier air. And right now, the weekend looks like it'll be just fine. Back to you, Ray.
Very good. Thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic now in Manatee County. Some buildup there as you head on east on Cortez and wrap around toward downtown Bradenton. Otherwise, pretty clear right now in Manatee County. Checking Sarasota, a little blip there, 301 northbound around Newtown. Also 41 as you approach the 301 split. And South County mostly clear at 548 on your Monday morning. In this hour's Health Smart, a Colorado mother is taking a very unusual approach to fighting teen suicides. As reporter Kayla Geiler tells us, it involves using yoga.
What happens when we're super busy is the end result of that is stress. Do you guys know what stress is?
These kids might only be in 4th and 5th grade, but they do.
A lot of kids have stress these days, like pressure for school and work.
For about 1 hour each week before the first bell rings, they're taking that stress and channeling it through yoga.
You take your right leg and you put it over your left. And maybe you just keep your foot here for balance.
Kimberly Wilson, who started the 12-week program, is a certified yoga instructor and mom. She tells me she had to do something when she saw the spike in suicides. Over the last 3 school years, 14 students have died by suicide across District 20.
When that happened, of course, as a parent, I'm trying to think of what can I do to help this problem. And I think we're all searching for answers. I don't believe that yoga is the answer to this, but I believe that it is a tool that we can use.
While most of the teens who have died over the past few years were older than these kids, Wilson hopes these classes will act as a proactive approach to mental health. And so far, it seems to be working.
It relaxes me from my brother. He is really stressful to me. It helps me kind of find my center and calm. I get stressed a lot, and it helps me with that. It helps me calm down when I have frustrations or worries.
The kids do typical yoga poses.
Airplane, we've got ourselves a dancer, we've got a mountain pose.
But they also journal and talk about what's going on in their lives.
I like this class because of my teacher. She's really kind and listens to our thoughts. You don't have all that anger if it's stored up in you. Sadness, it just goes away whenever you're doing this. I'm guessing I want to spend the rest of my life doing this.
So next time you're stressed, take a breath and a pose. Namaste.
Yep, yoga has many applications for all of us at all ages. Good idea. 5:50 right now. Still had your top local news headlines. And don't forget to check those lotto tickets. We'll tell you how this man hit the jackpot just in time when we come back after this.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
You love your couch and want to protect it from spills, food, and scratching, shedding pets. Introducing Couch Coat, the reversible, washable quilted cover that protects your couch. Shield against spills, wow, stop stains, and dirty pet paws and sharp claws. Plus, it's reversible with 2 stylish colors. Guaranteed to fit any couch up to 92 inches or your money back. It even has covers to protect armrests. Machine washable too.
My grandkids destroy everything, but with Couch Coat, my couch is always protected, looking as good as it did the day I bought it.
Get your Couch Coat for just $19.99, and it's reversible in brown and cream, like 2 couch coats for the price of 1. Order right now, and you can double your offer. Get a second Couch Coat. Just pay a separate fee. Order right now.
Call 1-800-943-0710 to get your couch coat. Call now or go to couchcoat.com. So call 1-800-943-0710. That's 1-800-943-0710. Call now.
Glasses and contacts. You need them to see, but they put such a strain on your life. Due to new advances in vision improvement technology, LASIK is now affordable for almost everyone, with procedures starting as low as $299 per eye. And over 1 million procedures performed by our trusted independent surgeons. LASIK surgery is a sensible, safe, and affordable solution to improve your vision. So call now to talk to a LASIK Vision Institute counselor and schedule your free evaluation.
1-800-813-0109.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
Watch ABC7 wherever you are. Just search ABC7 on your streaming device to keep up with the Suncoast from the comfort of your couch. Download ABC7 now to watch us on TV anytime you want. ABC7, we're here for you wherever you are.
Once you get atrial fibrillation, you need to have a very close relationship with your primary doctor. Prevention is the whole ball game here, because once you have a stroke, you can't undo it. A year without stroke, it's a year that you can enjoy doing the things that you've worked all your life to finally get to do. You took care of yourself. You did what is necessary for you to be around one more year. And then next year, we'll celebrate one more year without a stroke.
Another warm day on the way. Pretty shot there from our tower camera looking down at Lemon and downtown Sarasota. Complete details of John's forecast and traffic on the way. Welcome back. 5:54 now as you wake up on this Monday morning. Here's some of the top headlines on the Suncoast today. A battalion chief in the Sarasota Fire Department was killed while vacationing in Georgia. Bill Coker died in a motorcycle accident. Bradenton police arrested a 30-year-old man for murder. They say Albert Knowles killed a man in a house on 21st Street West. And the Venice Pier may not be closed as long as expected. The city is working now on temporary pier repairs to open the tourist attraction that was damaged last month by Hurricane Irma. And finally, don't forget to check those lotto tickets. A blast from the past meant striking it rich for one New Jersey man. Jimmy Smith won $24 million in the New York Lotto last year, but at the time, he didn't check his winning ticket. He'd left it in his old shirt pocket. He saw on the news about lottery officials still looking for a mystery winner. He double-checked it. Yep. 68-year-old grandfather later looked through his old tickets and realized that he was the winner they were looking for. Good timing because he only had 2 days left to claim his prize before the deadline. $24 million in his old shirt pocket.
Can you even imagine?
No.
Being a minute late checking your ticket.
If I bought a ticket, I'd have it on my desk and double check it and triple check it every day.
I'm sure there's no forgiveness either for being a minute late.
Oh, I'm sure they'd be happy to say you're too late and save the money, but they got in just in time.
Good for him.
Just in time, that's right. More on John's forecast, a change to the humidity level. You hear about that. And also, Stephanie Roberts joins us next hour right here on Good Morning Suncoast. Glad you're with us.